We're back, EF Show episode number 5. I don't know why you'd still be listening. If you heard the first 4, the guests keep coming each and every week here on YouTube. And my dear friend Kenny, who's with us every week, is going to introduce us to a very special guest, a former teammate of ours. Kenny, take the floor.
Yeah, well said, Smitty. And with this guest, I feel like you said former teammate, and a lot of like what we do is just setting the foundation, setting the structure, so the younger generation can take that once they're in college and bring it forward. Just continue to pave the way. And this one right here, not only did he pave the way, he got himself a contract signed too. So not only are we gracious for his time because he's a busy man, things are going on. He's paying respects to the streets, to the roots, to where it all really started to kick off. So give it up for none other than pro baller Jayden Dawes in the building. Jayden Dawes in the building. Jeez.
Not for sure. Thank you guys for having me on the show. Obviously, I've been watching from a distance. Great content, obviously about ball, which I like to talk about, and for sure, a lot of memories with these guys. So excited. I'm excited to share some of my opinions on these games that happen, and also hear from you guys. So easy.
Okay.
For sure. And I think, anyone that sits down with us on a Friday at 9 p.m. is dedicated to the craft. They care about ball. They're not here to play games and have fun. No, this is some serious business. And if we're going to talk about serious business, let's talk about this first game, because going into it, a lot of us said they don't have a striker. They're missing arguably a top 5 center back in the world. They're playing one of the most dangerous front threes maybe ever assembled. And Arsenal. They have a massive European night, which I feel like they've been waiting to come for a little bit of time now.
Some could say this is their second massive night.
Go ahead, Kenny. Take it over. What are your thoughts? I mean, overall, just on the second leg.
We'll do just on the second leg. And I think before we get into the game, it's only right if we have Jayden here. Now, you're the social media guy. Like, when I think about our times at Duquesne, it was always you that was just posting things that, some other teams might get mad, some other players might get mad. And we saw a lot of that with the Real Madrid team. Now, I guess my question to you is, was it too much? Is it something that you would do? All this remontada talk? Like, what were your thoughts when you were seeing all the social media stuff going on?
I mean, honestly, like, I respect it out of Bellingham, like that whole interview he had after the game, praising the remontada and everyone saying, we have so much belief in our squad. And, but I think this time, like, things just got to a point where they couldn't. Arteta came into that game knowing what he had to do, sat back, played counterattacking football. And, when you have 3 players such as Vinny, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, who none of them are a true 9, and with a coach who has no style of system and kind of just lets the guys go out there and just play and hope for something to happen.
He's talking.
You get me. It's tough. You get me. So, like, I don't know. Maybe it's an Ancelotti thing, or the players couldn't formulate a moment of individual brilliance, to get them through the door. But a team like Madrid putting 47-something crosses into the box to those 3 guys, like, it's just not going to get a result. And, they paid the price. Arsenal did their job, took care of business at home, and then went into the Bernabeu and still, like, shushed them. Like, absurd scenery, and huge for Arsenal. Like, absolutely huge for Arsenal and England, matter of fact.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Absolutely not. I'm a Barcelona fan.
Okay. Just making sure.
Time's coming, though. Time's coming.
My thoughts on the whole social media thing was, we all know it's Madrid. They have a history of doing this, but this time it seemed like all the talking, it was just so they could get themselves to believe. Because I think they, deep down inside, they had the internal doubt and they said, you know what? I don't know if we can actually beat them. And I don't think they've had that in the past. Um, but like we said, like the balance of the Madrid team, it's tough to win with those four guys defensively. Like, let's be honest, none of them want to do any defensive work, and I don't blame them, but they've been given that from the coach that you don't have to work defensively. And when you play against good sides, I mean, Barca's done it to him this year.
Uh-huh.
Plenty of sides have already done this to Madrid this year. That if you have possession of the ball and you make them work, you can nullify a lot of the stuff that they do. And it doesn't help that, I mean, yes, you have a great front three, but all of them want to go out wide left and cut inside and get on their strong foot. And Jude wants to do similar things. It's just tough with the balance that they have. And
Well,
Arsenal were really good.
yeah. No, Arsenal were really good, and it's just for me what Jude Bellingham brings to this team. He couldn't really showcase it during the game because he didn't have the freedom to. Like with Jude Bellingham, we understand the ball carrying ability, just like the spaces he finds. Arteta had a game plan for him. Like, and Ancelotti didn't even change anything from the first leg because, like Jayden said, all you do is just put Inshallah out into the world and see what sticks with this Real Madrid team. And when you keep playing Vinny the ball, when you keep playing Mbappe the ball, and just having this ISO situations, what do you expect to change? Like, no, Saliba and Kiwior are just gonna be like, get this shit out of here. Like, no, no. Like, you need to do better. You need to have better tactics. It was just, it was just so shambolic from Madrid to even like go out the way they did.
I don't even know if it's strictly tactical though. Like personnel wise, it's no matter who the coach is, it's going to be tough.
Well, yeah, you might be onto something. What Saka was doing to Alaba throughout the two legs, man. Like,
Wicked work.
yeah,
Wicked work.
that was Saka's first two games back too. Like, come on, man.
The
Oh,
second we saw that thing happen at halftime with Carvajal, I knew his goal was coming.
yeah.
I knew a goal was coming after that at halftime. Wicked work.
I was dumb enough to think that when he missed the penalty, it was all going to turn. I was
Nah, I
like,
thought
oh
that too,
wow,
bro.
here's the
I thought
momentum.
that too.
I think we all thought it, but why did he take it like that?
Yeah.
I've never seen Saka take a pen like that in my life.
It's what happens when you're in front of those fans at the Bernabeu. Something happens. I
I
think the
guess.
fans believed it more than the players also for Madrid too. Like, just overall, too much hype. And like you said earlier, you brought a huge, great point to the whole, conversation. Like, I generally don't think the players really believed it. They had to kind of just talk themselves into thinking, we are Madrid. This is our tournament, for years. But this time it just like, didn't come through.
Yeah, they were hyping up like the typical like goal kicks and throw-ins, and even when
Yeah.
they're hyping up the crowd's like tried, but it's like it
Yeah.
ain't hitting the same. It
But
ain't
I
hitting the
will
same.
say, if that pen stays, I think we could have seen a whole different game.
You think Mbappe's?
Yeah, I think
Did
if
you
Mbappe
think it was a
scores
pen?
that, no, absolutely
Okay,
not.
just making sure,
Absolutely
making
not.
sure.
But let's just say we know how Champions League goes with Madrid. If
Hmm.
it was awarded, I think we could have possibly seen something happen.
I mean, they just
Yeah,
could never get the car started and rolling though. Like they were
Yeah,
just stuck in park.
yeah,
Like if
hmm
they got it rolling, yeah, I think I agree with you. It would have been much different and the pressure would have built. But it was like Arsenal were just so comfortable in both games. Like I don't remember any instances where Vinny or Mbappe were running past people or running through and you were like, oh shit, they might score. Like you got Lucas Vasquez spamming crosses. It's like this is not Trent Alexander Arnold, and you don't have a 6 foot striker in there. Like none of those guys are going to go score headers.
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And bringing up that call again, that was part of the whole momentum thing. It took like 5 or 6 minutes just for that call to like be made. So when stuff like this is happening, I just feel like it slowed down the entire first half and just sucked the life out of the crowd. So a lot of it just wasn't playing in Madrid's favor, but yeah, they didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve it at all.
100%. And I love this guy, Lewis Miles Skelly. The way
Let's
I
talk
see the
about him.
videos after the game, taunting the crowd at 18 years old, like the confidence to have to do that, like just within himself, like it's nuts to me in my head. Like he really is him too, and he put in the performance to be able to talk. And a lot of people criticize him for doing it, but I love that aspect of the game. Like it's
We
bringing
know.
back that old
We know.
that old side that we don't get to see as much anymore. So I
And
love
you need to bring out the personality. And going off of that, he pocketed Rodrigo for both games.
it. Yeah,
Like that's insane. That's insane. In the same way, Timber was just putting on a clinic with Vinny and Mbappe
yeah,
because they were taking turns on him, and
yeah.
he's standing there holding his ground. It was class. It was class.
Can we give Declan Rice another shout out? Even
Like
though he didn't score 2 insane free kicks again.
Did anyone else see that wild take on like Twitter about the dude talking about Declan Rice saying
And
how like yeah.
I didn't see it.
Like
I didn't see it.
it was basically just saying that he can't like be on the half turn. There's like Jolinton's a
Uh,
better player, Bruno G's a better all this stuff that was just absurd. And Declan Rice in the span of 180 minutes just literally just said stop talking. Like I am him. I'm the only Rice.
because he's
Like
playing the 8.
you think?
Yeah.
Jan-
I've had the thought for a while. Jade, you can tell me what you think. I think Declan Rice is a better 8 than he is a 6.
Honestly, I mean, I think the only thing that keeps him from that conversation is people immediately look at his size and they're like, when you think of an 8, you don't think of Declan Rice, but his ability, his strength, like that assist he even had, was that his assist to Saka?
no, it might have been Marino. Another one
Oh
we
my
could talk
God,
about.
Striker.
I was about to say, but holy cow, that guy puts in a shift every game, puts in a shift. And that first game was just like, I know we were talking about the second leg, but that first game was just unreal work that
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. Like the fact that he just stepped up and I think every player needs a moment like that to be able to like, solidify themselves in some sort of way somewhere. And obviously there were talks about him being one of the best English midfielders, blah, 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 here and there. But I think that game is something he'll be able to look upon for like the rest of his career. Like hasn't scored a free kick goal since like ever prior to
Ever.
that moment ever prior to that moment. And after I saw him take the first one, I was like, you know what? I was literally on FaceTime with my friend, and I'm like, he's gonna bang this joint like right after that. And it was just absurd work. Like I've never seen a performance like that. Like he ran for 90 minutes, whole game, tackles left and right. Pass completion was probably through the roof. Like I don't think I saw him even really lose the ball at all.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing with him. He he what was I about to say? He wasn't having the greatest of seasons. Like it was good. Like he was being like playing well, but it wasn't something that was going to take him over the top. This tie just put him right in the conversation with just
yeah,
it's Declan.
yeah.
He's always been him. Quietly, he's always been him.
Mhm.
But
I
now
saw
it's on the big stage.
I saw a tweet today and it reminded me of 2 summers ago. And the tweet said, I don't know if you guys remember, but what the hell was Pep cooking when he was trying to combine Declan Rice and
Yeah.
Rodri together in midfield?
What the
Yeah.
hell? What the
That
hell?
would have been terrifying.
Declan would probably be like a center back if he was at City right now. Oh man, nah.
Any last thoughts on Arsenal and Madrid before we go on to the next?
Honestly, Jayden, as a striker, I think you gotta talk about Marino because
Yeah.
I've had my doubts. I've clearly been on recordings just saying, "Who the hell is this guy? He's wasting everyone's time." But he's what 2 assists and a goal in both legs against Real Madrid. Like I don't know if you have any opinions.
I mean, numbers don't lie. Like he's putting in the work. Like he's showing us that he can play. I obviously in that system, I think he plays more of a drop in, not sort of like a stretching the field kind of striker or big guy. But I still think Arsenal need a striker, like 100%. I still think
Oh
they need a
yeah.
striker. They gotta
Oh
find
yeah.
one. They gotta drop the money. They have to drop the money eventually. Arteta needs to,
You have anyone in mind?
I think Gyökeres would be absurd for them. Absolutely
Mm,
absurd. I just think they need someone who can put in the work like Haaland does for City. Not to obviously, there's only one Haaland, but like someone who's gonna go in there and literally solely focus on putting the ball in the back of the net, being in the box, stretching defenses, and doing all those striker tendency things. And I think Arteta, obviously, he coached under Pep for a long time, so they both have sort of similar coaching styles, in my opinion. So I mean, I'm surprised Arsenal every year it's like, Arsenal's going to do this, do that, and they don't have the balls to do it. And I think they still need it. But kudos to, Marino. He put in a great shift, great goal in the first game, great assist, which I actually thought it was Declan Rice. Like an absurd pass to Saka.
They are built the same.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, it was crazy work. Yeah, you guys can't have me talking like Jacob Benintendi on here. Jacob just sounded saying some crazy things. Like I don't even know if he knows what he's talking about.
Can't lie. You're the second person on this channel to mention it. Wait.
Well, 3 weeks ago, I think that same man said KDB was not a top 10 midfielder of Premier League history. So,
no, I mean, he's perfect for a podcast.
He's losing his credibility.
Fraud watch.
I think Arsenal will feel like they got the big bad wolf out of the way in Madrid, and they'll be happy. And I think they can take some comfort after watching what happened with PSG and Villa, because PSG, a team that I've said for the past couple weeks, looks really good. They look primed to challenge for the whole thing. And they were in control of this game too. They're up 2-0. It looks like it's going to be smooth sailing, and Villa scores shit goal that gets deflected in, and next thing you know, the heads start to spin, and Villa take it to them in the second half.
Well said. Before we continue here, do you want to apologize to Marcus Rashford, Smitty?
No, not yet.
Are you serious?
No, not yet.
There's no way we watched the same game and thought Marcus Rashford didn't deserve an apology from you.
No, not yet.
Jayden, for context, he hasn't been the biggest fan of Rashford this season.
This is 90 minutes. This is 90 minutes.
Marcus Rashford, so
he's so good.
I would never slander Marcus Rashford.
Yeah,
me personally, I can't do it.
He played well.
I'm right with you.
He played very well, but I can't. My opinions aren't based on 90-minute actions. They're based on long periods of time. But I will give him his credit. He was absolutely brilliant. And PSG were for the first 30 minutes.
Yes, I agree. And to go off of that second goal you're speaking of, it just summed up PSG so perfectly. It was them just trying to play out the back, not like it almost failing. Marquinhos playing it out wide, a little layoff back to him, back through to Kvaratskhelia, who lays it off, the overlapping runs. It was all just looking so good. And Villa thought they had him in the press. Like, it was there. But PSG is just able to play it through. Hakimi's running down, cuts it back to his other wingback, or he's a wingback at this point, but Nuno Mendes with another brilliant finish. Like, this was PSG that we saw for the first leg against Villa, for both legs against Liverpool. And yeah, it was just dominance. Absolute dominance.
Good things happen when you attack with 8.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah, the thing with PSG that I think people aren't really ready to talk about, they did go up 2-0. But that confidence, that French arrogance that we saw throughout European footy this week, it really just started to affect them. Jayden, do you want to speak about that a little bit?
Yeah, I have been telling everyone I talk to soccer about as of now, PSG is serious. Like, they got rid of all these stars, and I think they finally just now formulated an actual team that can play ball. And I love their formation. I love the way they attack, like inverted slash center mid slash striker outside backs who have free roam to go wherever they want to. Like, they play such liquid football, and I can't stop, like, right now admiring this guy do it. Like, absurd baller to me. And he came on late in the half, didn't he?
Yeah,
late in the second. So I'm not the coach. I don't make those judgment calls. But me personally, after the last game, I seen, like, for me, starter easily. But on top of that, I also give credit to Aston Villa. Like they, after the first 30 minutes, those boys look serious. Like always been a huge fan of Morgan Rogers since I saw him play in preseason. Actually, I was like, who the heck is this guy? Like before the season started, I was like, who the heck is this huge center mid? I didn't even
Credit
know
to
who he
you for
was.
watching Villa preseason because
Yeah, nah,
I know that wasn't on my radar.
only because they played Columbus Crew last year. Only because
Okay,
they played
okay.
Crew.
Fair, fair,
But I was
fair.
like, who the heck is this guy? Came onto the scene out of nowhere, and Villa looked the dominant team towards the end. And I'm surprised they didn't come away with, some sort of seen extra time or something like out of that game because they were literally after the first 30, 45 minutes, like it was all Villa, like straight attacking. Rashford unlucky not to score an absolute worldie.
Uh,
Like, but yeah,
yeah,
nah,
that would have been the real remontada if it happened.
yeah.
Um, it's interesting you bring it up because yeah, Villa looked down and out, but all of a sudden, the
Mm-hmm.
likes of a John McGinn, Yuri
Yeah.
Tillmans, just carrying this midfield, just doing what they need to do, and Rashford, who was unlucky, but also a mixture of Donnarumma. He hates England, bro, for real.
Yeah.
Like, he does this every time. The
Mm-hmm.
saves he was making, like, PSG should have been losing at some point in that game in the aggregate score. Like, the saves Donnarumma was pulling out was crazy. Absolutely insane. So,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'd argue that PSG should be sitting at home right now, and they're lucky to go through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, was it just the lack of focus and contra? Like,
I'm telling you, it's the arrogance.
I don't know if that's what they actually are. And I think them and Arsenal was really, really intriguing because obviously PSG want complete control. They want to have 70% possession and 30 shots. And Arsenal, on the contrast, they'll be happy to just sit in the low to mid block and defend and take their chances when they get them because PSG will give you chances. We've seen that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
if you attack with 8, you got Saka on the counter. You got good players from Arsenal that are going to counter it. But I think it's going to be it's going to be chess. I think it's really going to be chess.
I mean, Arsenal beat them earlier in the year. It probably doesn't mean anything anymore, obviously, since both teams have changed or whatever. But I'm trying to tell you, the way that PSG was playing when they were up 2-0, they were trying to play balls across the box that didn't make
Yeah.
any sense. They're trying to dribble people from their own ends, like corner, like flag and everything. Like they were playing with so much like bravado and just so much like fu arrogance, which I don't mind.
They
But
were up 4 on aggregate, to be
no,
fair.
this is what I'm saying. Like I don't mind it, but when you start doing that, that's gonna give Villa the life that it gave them. You know?
It's hard to flick back on after you start.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
But we'll see.
That's
We'll
all I
see.
got for that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I agree. Same thing.
Cool, cool.
All right, Jayden, your team maybe a little bit shaky. Actually, definitely a little bit shaky. But
Definitely.
um, up until they got the goal, I'd say it was looking really shaky. But again, I think it was similar to what PSG. It was just they were comfortable, and
Yeah.
then it's hard to flick the switch back on when you know you're going to go through unless you have a catastrophic tragedy.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, watching that game was definitely playing with my emotions a little bit because it's not something I'm not surprised to see happen at all, especially being in a circumstance like that. Like, obviously, that's why I kind of cut a little bit of grace for teams that go up so big in the first leg. It's like, you go into the second game, and no, even if you don't show it or you don't say it, like in the back of your head, you're just like, we're pretty much through. Just don't, don't do dumb shit. And I
Right.
think we kind of saw a little bit of that. And Dortmund's fans was nuts out there. And Dortmund put in a good shift. Like Girassi had a huge game as always. I think one of
Saddest
the
hat
best
trick
strikers.
I've ever
Yeah,
seen in my life.
yeah, yeah. But overall, like watching that game, we did enough. We did what I keep saying but Barca, we did enough. I think in the beginning, obviously in the first leg to forgo and see us through. And I think if we didn't go through, it would be a huge shame. And I think Flicky Flocka not Tiki Taka no more because it's, it's the Barca way now. It's like it's a new team. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of these guys, and thank God we're through. I knew we were gonna go through still. Did I get scared a little bit? Yeah,
I would have been a little
but
scared.
but but they got the job done. Same thing I say about PSG. They got the job done as well. So
Yeah, no, that's well said. Yeah, the comeback was on until that own goal, I feel.
yeah,
Barcelona not having a shot on target for the first 55, 60 minutes was insane to me. But it's all to what you said. Once you have that lead, it's so hard to just switch on and just be like, we don't really need to score. We just kind of need to defend. So
yeah.
being in that mentality, being in that mindset, I get it, but Dortmund was ready for a comeback. If it wasn't for whatever his name is, like I don't know his name,
The
but
outside back.
yeah, Ben Sabani or something.
Yeah.
We'll just call him OG for the own goal. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't expect that from Barca. I haven't seen them play like that in a while.
I mean, after the game, I looked at the XG and Dortmund's was high,
Yeah, that's what I'm
very
saying.
high. I mean,
Sure.
I think it was like three. It was between 3.7 and 3.9 or something like that. It was very high, but like we said about Barca, the high line. I mean, they'll give up chances, but again, they usually score 3 or 4, so it doesn't really matter how many they concede. Like it doesn't. And I think
Yeah.
that's why, as a football fan, I think at this point, give me a final of Barca and PSG, and I will be happy
Mm,
because I
mm,
did predict Barca to win it all. And as of 2 weeks
mm.
ago, I did say PSG might win it all. So I can't lose either way. But I think football would win. People won't
For
like the
sure.
PSGs in the final, but in terms of what we want to see, I think that's the matchup that everyone wants to see.
We would see a remontada within a remontada. Like the
Yeah.
same way that Barca like caught up to them back in the day. I think that's what happened in 90 minutes if they played against each other.
Any last thoughts on Barca and Dortmund? I apologize, Dortmund fans. I did not have any trust in you.
Kudos to Adeyemi, real baller.
He was good. He was good.
Girassi, real baller. I didn't
Pascal
actually
Gross?
really watch this guy until I didn't really watch this guy. I'm being serious. I knew he was a top goal scorer in Bundesliga. I knew his name, but watching him play, like a big guy, move like that, find the net, even though his second goal was jammy as hell and I was screaming and watching the TV,
I'm
like
telling you,
super mad.
the saddest hat trick ever.
Doesn't matter.
Goal's a
But
goal.
Lamine Yamal is gonna take us to it all. So get me.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't bet against that.
I
I would
love it.
not bet against
I'm
that.
with you. I'm with you.
Um, I told you last week, Kenny, Eric Dyer is going to do everything he can to try to keep this Bayern team and get them through, and he did. The English teammates, Eric Dyer and Harry Kane, did everything in their power
But it's
to keep
Spurs.
Bayern in, get them to the semis. But Inter just, you, Kenny, you know all about the satanic football. You just can't beat them and knock them out. It
So
seems.
criminal. It's so criminal, mate. They I was able to watch the game later, and I want to give praise to Vincent Company because honestly, him getting the job, everyone was skeptical. Everyone had their thoughts, myself included, but he didn't coach a loss in either game. Like both games were played the exact same way. Bayern had the better chances, but Inter for 5 minute periods within the game just go sick. And that's how they get their goals. Like two set pieces and then just all this like chaotic stuff going on, but then they just settle back into their low block, to their deep block. Bayern can't capitalize on the chances they make, and it's just how it goes, unfortunately. Like Bayern had their chances. They really should have, like they could have brought this to at least extra time. But what are you going to do when you don't capitalize?
I think what we discussed before the first leg took place with Musiala not playing hampered them massively. And I think if he plays, it's a completely different set of fixtures. Um, how good is Lautaro Martinez though? Like,
It's the both of them. Martinez, Thuram. Low-key, Jayden might be a good player comp for you. Marcus Thuram. I was thinking about
Yeah.
that, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, no, those two together, the link up is crazy. Like there's at least 3 moments within the game where those two, Barella, Bastone, like DeMarco, they all just had these one-touch sequences and they're just breaking down Bayern. I'm like, how are they doing this? Like your brain shouldn't even process how quickly they're moving, but what they're completing, what they're doing to even get these chances is crazy. So that the link up for Inter's it's so set up. Like you know what they're gonna do, but you can't stop it. And it's annoying as an AC Milan fan, but I just have to respect it. I have to respect it.
Something I realize about these Italian teams, it's so damn hard to beat them. Like no matter what the situation is. And I don't even highly rate Inter Milan as a great team. Like I really don't. But they just find ways to get results. And like Bayern, I think should have like even when they were down in the first leg, I'm like they're gonna walk into
San
whatever
Siro.
the San Siro and just get a result. And obviously it didn't happen, but I still think they deserved it. But from the first leg, watching Harry Kane miss that chance and just something
Mm,
I've never seen before, like it just trickled on as a trickle down effect into the next game. And Martinez and Thuram, like you said, that link up, like that assist, I think it was the first leg that goal. Like I've never seen anything like it.
goal was so crazy.
Never seen
The goal
anything.
was so crazy.
Didn't even look and just laid that joint off.
He just knew
Let's
telepathy
go.
and all that.
Let's go back to the days at playing double strikers, two brick shit houses, and just cause these center backs hell. You know,
I mean, that's what Turam did. He got Dyer and Kim Min Jae on those yellow cards
Dyer was
real
good.
quick.
Dyer was good. Hey, talk about Kim Jim, whatever his name is. Dyer
Slim
was
Jim.
good. Yeah, whatever.
I don't think that guy's recovered since the last Champions League against Madrid, dude.
Oh yeah,
How is that guy
yeah,
playing for Bayern Munich? That's the
Guy
better question.
chasing butterflies with Vinny, and then he can't do anything. Can't do anything now. Still, like
yeah.
Surely
No,
by
I'm
now
with
they
you.
realize he's not like probably Bayern Munich level center back. I guess Eric Dyer isn't either, so I don't know what
It's
they're
like
doing over
who are you
there.
gonna bring on? Upamecano?
Well,
Ah,
he's probably
long
better than the
day.
other two. He's better than the other two.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Might be giving grace. Oh,
They
yeah.
should sign Joel Matip. He can go do a shift for them.
What do you mean
definitely.
by that?
Well, he can't be any worse than Kim or whatever his name is.
Hey,
Yeah.
sure. Bring back Joel.
How about Harry Maguire? Sign Harry Maguire. He was brilliant on the weekend.
If that's what they want to do, Bayern Munich can do that.
Any
They can do that.
any last thoughts on Bayern and Inter before we do some predictions to wrap this up?
Ooh. No, I'm good. I'm good. Inter's just satanic, and I'm scared they're gonna win this whole thing, but we can
No
save that.
chance. No chance.
All right, let's start there then. Inter and Barca. Give me a score prediction on aggregate, and what do you expect out of this? Jayden, you can go first. I think I know who you're going to pick to win, but I'm not sure.
Let's see. I think the game at the San Siro will be a really tough game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw or a loss by Barca, either 1-0 or 0-0 tie. And then I think Barca's gonna handle their business at home. Put three on them, quick and early. Leave it like that. Counterattacking football, take care of business in Barcelona, even though they're a defensive minded team.
You're gonna counterattack on Inter?
Oh, 100%.
Cool.
It's just too fast. They just play too fast, Barcelona. I don't think Bastoni's ready to chase Lamine. I don't think anybody's ready to handle Lewandowski in the form he's in. And hopefully, Rafinha's form is honestly, I think, wearing off after he went international break. But I hope he turns it on again. But these kids just run. Like these kids just run, and they'll run all game and do the dirty work. And yeah, no, as long as we keep those two up top monitored, which we need Martinez back 100%. I don't know why he didn't play against Dortmund. I
Hmm.
really don't know why the reason. I think business will be handled. So I'm gonna say 3-1 aggregate Barcelona.
Hey, Smitty, you want to go or me?
Well, I've seen Barca play a handful of times this year, and The only thing that scares me is the high line. It really terrifies me because I can just envision a red card in this fixture. I can just envision a center back pulling somebody down. I don't know why, but I kind of agree with Jayden. I think Barca will find a way to score enough to get over the line. I envision oh, penalties in this one.
Ooh.
3-3 on aggregate and penalties, and I think Barca will get it done in pens.
Dang. Okay. So with me, barring Lewandowski, this is the old heads versus the youngins. Like basically that midfield of Mkhitaryan and Hakan and just all these people who just play like it's Sunday League. I think Inter's gonna get it done, both legs, 2-1. I just think defensively they're just so solid. And if assuming Thuram's healthy, because I saw there was a little like incident with his ankle or whatever, assuming he's healthy, that high line is not ready for Thuram. He is going to cause so much problems. And yeah, it's going to be like cinematic the way they score. It won't just be a regular 2-1. It'll just like when Torres at the end was like round the keeper at Barca and all that back in the day. I think that's how it's going to be, but yeah, I got Inter 4-2 on aggregate.
Good. Now I'll lead this off. I think the first leg is at the Emirates. And I think what's going to happen is Arsenal might win the first leg 1-0 or 1 or 2-1. I think Arsenal will go to Paris ahead. But I think PSG will come rolling back and the purity of the football will win out. The possession-based style with the better front three will ultimately get them over the line. I got PSG going through 5-3 on aggregate.
Wow.
That is a lot of goals to score against Arsenal.
You're
I know
scoring
that.
5 on
I know that.
that?
But trust. PSG have scored a shit ton of goals against basically everyone. And I have faith.
True. Okay. Jayden, go ahead.
Yeah, no, as much as I hate Arsenal and I hate Arsenal fans, I do think Arsenal wins at home. And I really do like PSG, but I just can't see Arsenal losing right now. Like, this is all they have to play for, really. When you really think about it, it's like the last thing they have to play for. We know what happens in Uber Eats League. So we don't know what those guys, they know they're going to get something out of this season. But overall, I just can't see. I think Arsenal get the lead and they play similar to how they did against Madrid and ultimately clamp up. Like that back line of Arsenal is so solid to me. And obviously their PSG's attacking force is definitely a dangerous one, but Dembele to me looked a little off last game against Aston Villa. And I think whichever side you put him on against Arsenal, especially Skelly's side, I think he's taken out the game. But yeah, nah. I think Arsenal take it 3-1. I think they scored 2 at home and obviously give up whatever the hell the other outcome is. I don't know. But it's going to be a 3-1 dub for Arsenal. And they'll be good through to the final. What's that? The first time an English club will do it since when? Since I don't even.
In a final, probably
Or
when
Arsenal,
City?
my fault. Arsenal.
Arsenal.
This would be Arsenal's, I think, like third final or something.
It'll be the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I feel like I'm kind of the same with you with the scoreline. I think Arsenal goes through, like somehow, barely, but I'm just more intrigued with Lewis Skelly versus Due, Timber versus Kvaratskhelia. Like these matchups are going to be insane. Saka against Mendes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Saka
Is that
better
the
be
best
ready to track
outside back in
back.
the world?
yeah.
Martinelli and Saka better be ready to track back.
No, we saw Martinelli. He's ready to defend. He's ready to defend.
That's a
But
headless chicken. That guy runs crazy. Hey,
no
Nuno
Hoga Benito
Mendes.
from him? Yeah, go ahead.
Nuno Mendes, the best outside back in the world right now.
I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue.
Probably.
Because no, I
Well,
think
Hakimi's pretty
after
good too.
Liverpool, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's gonna be a fun one. All
Kenny,
right.
you got Arsenal going through. Any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
I think this was it was good to hear from a professional mindset. Just getting in the mind of Jane and just seeing what he's been up to with recovery happening still with his knee and just pick his brain. So appreciate this,
Yeah.
Jayden. Really
No,
do.
of course, it was fun. Actually, it was fun. I
Okay.
didn't know I didn't know it'd be this entertaining. Like I really didn't know it'd be this entertaining, but I actually enjoyed it.
We'll take that.
Like I
He
was
thought
intrigued. Like I would like the time up here didn't even feel like that to me. Like I was intrigued this whole time.
Mm.
he thought we were gonna hold him hostage here for
Yeah.
4.5 hours.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. But
I wish
no,
Jacob was on though too. I wish Jacob and Muck and all those boys. We got to get like a huge one.
Jayden, don't worry. This is one of the shows right now for the main pod. Just hit me up, hit Smitty up whenever. We
For
can
sure.
bring you on and
For
you can
sure.
have your say.
I need to pick. I need to talk to this guy Benatendi. There's serious conversations need to be had.
No, there's some serious ball allegations. We've heard it throughout all 3 seasons so far. So
Hey, and Muck top 100,000 in the world. Whoa.
well, no, 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 no,
Isn't
no.
that a
For,
crazy thought
we
process?
we
It
said we
is.
said in the country, in the
Oh, in the
country.
country, in the
Do
country.
you agree with that?
Hell no.
Dude, there's so many players. Like
This is what we're saying. It's a
ex
lot.
pros, high school ballers, yet alone guys who are in college.
You're
How
saying the
many
high school
tiers are
men
there in
never
the
Women
better than
middle?
Bucky?
ballers.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there could be. There could be. There could
I
be.
don't know.
But I agreed.
Low key, I'm
I
with Muck.
agreed. Yeah, I agreed with his reasoning. But I don't even know 100,000 though. Like that's still kind of wicked. Like I would actually have to look at the numbers of how many people are in each tier of like professional, and then go to the D1s. And then
Uh-huh.
apart from there, then we can start kind of talking. But I bet you there's some unks out there that can really put in work still, like former pros and
Being
yeah,
out here in Cali, the people who show up to pick up, bro, like
I'm saying.
I didn't even know they existed, and then they just they just walk on the pitch, put out 10 and 10. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Jayden, thank you for showing up. Thanks for chatting with us. If
of
you're on
course,
YouTube, like, comment, keep subscribing.
Love
of
that.
course.
We are out, episode 5. We will see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.